two teams are red hot. They each won against the top two teams in the league the last time they played. I'm Lee Felsbo, and this is Laxattack. We also have another game tonight. The Rochester Nighthawks take on the Boston Blazers in Boston. But this is the game everybody wants to see. It's a hot game for a playoff berth.
Cut, Leaf. Why don't you ever start the show in Boston? Do you have something against us? Have we done something wrong? Aren't we playing well? Like, what's the deal?
No, you got it all wrong. We love the Boston team, but these two teams are getting set for the playoffs. These two teams have beaten Buffalo and Philly the last time they played. Everybody wants to see this game.
So you say we're not worthy to have the start of the Lax show in Boston. We leave our wife and kids. We don't get paid a lot of money. We do this for the love of the game, pride. We got it in Boston. We try hard. We come out. We practice every week. And doesn't that count for anything?
No.
Major Indoor Lacrosse League's Phil Laxattack. This week's show is brought to you by Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. All due respect to Jeff Wilfong and the Boston Blazers, we are in Baltimore, set for a big game. Hey, where's Quint?
All right, thanks, buddy. All right, we made it. We're here in Baltimore at the Baltimore Arena. We got a great game on tap. We've got the New York Saints in town. They're 3-3. They're facing the Thunder, who's 2-4. Both teams coming into this game off big victories last weekend. Let's go inside with Lee Felsbo. He's got the highlights.
Well, Quint, let's set it up first. Here are the records. Baltimore 2-4, New York 3-3, and this is how they stack up to the rest of the league. You see Baltimore at 2-4, right under the playoff breaking point. If they beat New York, they both will be tied for a playoff spot.
Every week we're saying this is the game we have to win, this is the game we have to win. Last week we needed to win that one, but this week is the game we have to win. New York's a team we're going to have to knock out of the playoffs to get to the playoffs, and they want it, we want it. It's going to be a dogfight today.
This is the biggest game. This is like, this might as well be the championship game. We have to keep winning games. That's the bottom line.
I'm not really looking at it, you know, the personal aspects of it. Obviously, I played with these guys the last 2 years, but we're having a really good season so far. We're 3-3. We had a big win over Buffalo. This game means more to our team than any game our team's had in a long time. So personal aspects are kind of behind me, and just try to get a win.
Well, that was Mark Millen. He played for the Baltimore Thunder the last 2 years. As he mentioned, it's the Thunder working on the offensive end. They bring it down first is Timmy Horn, great player from Washington College. He comes in and dives through the crease. It's Horn putting the Thunder on the board first. They get a 1-0 lead at 1:40 into the game. The Thunder again in the yellow and red and black trim, bringing the ball down on offense. Against the Saints in the gray and blue. The Thunder, backside, Cantabene, near side pipe. He puts that one home. Cantabene at 2:41 of the first makes it a 2-0 game. Baltimore looking strong. And New York a little bit concerned. Dwight Metke, the Canadian backup goalie, checks the clock. Team looks a little flat from New York, but Baltimore on a real hot streak the last 2 weeks. They're continuing it right now. Panetta! A scorching low shot by the right-hander Matt Panetta, All-American at Hopkins, right down the street from the Baltimore Arena. And this is what it looks like when Lias puts it on the goal. Now it's a 2-1 game thanks to Panetta. Collins makes a save there. Collins makes another save on Lias. It was a power play situation for New York. Watch Horms. Horms going against everybody. Sobrano can't take him. Horms gets his second goal of the game. Tremendous break for Timmy Horms. Second goal for Baltimore, and Horms is really establishing the tempo on offense. New York back on the attack, taking the same kind of shots. Sobrano trying to beat Collins behind a screen. Getting it in tight again to the crease. Shot clock now has been reset. It's about 20 seconds left. Plenty of time for New York as they look to move it around. Panetta again. Low shot with the screen, and Collins gets burned one more time. Second goal of the game for Panetta. Referees talking about the penalty to New York. It'll be a penalty shot. It's Klodson for Baltimore. Score right now, 3-2. They lead, and he burns it home. Gets a pass, Sal Ocasio. 4-2 the score. Johnson puts Baltimore ahead by 2. It looks so easy, Jeff.
The whole time I was thinking I was going to go the opposite side, and I just kind of surprised myself. I looked down to this other side and put it low.
That's how the first quarter ends. 4-2, Baltimore on top. We'll be back with the second quarter. First quarter's over, 4-2, and I'll tell you what, Baltimore looks sharp. They made their penalty shot count. New York didn't quit. The New York bench, pretty intense. I don't think they expected the intensity on defense that Baltimore Thunder has given them.
Well, and they're also having some problems with the bench in the box. Their substitutions are poor. They got called twice for too many men on the floor. They're really trying to jump over the boards and go through the door at the same time. It's affected their substitutions. They're rattled right now.
And I also would say that both of those would agree Collins looks sharp.
Collins is hot. He's continued to play well 2 weeks in a row now. Boston, Philly, and now against New York. New York's got to start playing harder.
Go back to their bench. QB on their bench. I'll stay with Baltimore. Quarter 2 coming up. And quarter 2 gets the ball back to New York. They've got 2 goals to make up. Here comes Vinny Sombrado. Looks for help on the far side. Finds O'Keefe. O'Keefe goes low. Right through the 5-hole. Beats Collins to make it a 1-goal game. New York coming back. Tightening the noose around this guy's neck. Tucker, the coach of Baltimore, wants to keep his team in the lead. Again, it's Sombrado looking for the middle. Finds another shot by O'Keefe. Baltimore gets the big defense, and here comes a great clearing move by Goundry. Goundry beats 3 players. Now looks down low, all alone and close. And that is a goal for Cantabene. The second goal of the game. Back to a 2-goal lead for this team. The Thunder, 5-3. Cantabene from Loyola College. Smooth move for him as defenseman slid up to help on Goundry. Here comes Baltimore again. Rocket shot from outside. Bobby Martino. Where's number 91 now? The crowd loves it. Old number 3 was cut off him as he went to the hospital 2 games ago. He'll wear 91 until that team loses. That made the score 6-3. Then Elias scored, and that made it 6-4. Baltimore got it back. Here is Martino going through the tough defense and coming in close. Out front, Spencer. He gets roped. And Spencer gets the first goal of his Mill career. That makes it 7-4. Another 3-goal lead for the Baltimore Thunder. They are so hot here in Baltimore. Hadn't won until 2 games ago. Now they're on a 2-game win streak, and they want to win here to have a chance for the playoffs. Martino, watch the great hustling D. Radchek trying to get the ball. He takes it right out of Sombrado's hands. Martino 1-on-1, looking for rope. No, they say no goal. Ball bounced out. He was in the crease. Vinny Pfeiffer says, give me some more intensity. He got it because Colsey made it 7-5. And look at the pressure on Collins. Collins makes a save. Can't get the scoop. Hey, he's too far out of the goal. What a dangerous play. Huff gets it. Nobody in the nets. Martino backed in and made the save to save his team. It remains 7-5. Baltimore now back in possession. They set up high. They're a man down. This is shorthanded, and they burn from the outside. A shorthanded goal by Todd Curry makes it an 8-5 game. Pfeiffer can't stand it. His team was up, and still Baltimore scored. Elias scored to make it 8-6 now. Baltimore 2-goal lead, and look at this goal by Timmy Horn. His 3rd of the day. 3 goals in the first half. That makes it 9-6. And J. Crew looking good. Closing moments of the half. Look at this, 6-5. The goalie's been pulled. New York works from behind. They want to feed the crease. They look inside. Look. Scheck picks it off. Rob Scheck, there's no goalie. He throws a rocket. And that makes it 10-6 as time runs out in the first half. Tremendous half for Baltimore. A 4-goal lead. Stunning the New York Saints.
We've got excitement. We've got pride. We're working hard. We're losing games by 1 or 2 goals, but hey, we're working it out. Come to Boston. Start us front show. Let's do it, Lee. Come on.
All right, Jeff, here we come. The sun's setting in Boston. It may be setting on the Blazers' playoff hopes because look at their record. They only have 2 wins, and Rochester has 4. Big game, don't you think, Marty?
If we lose tonight, we're probably done for the year.
The buck stops here. You know, this is it.
If we don't win this game,
then basically our season it's come to an end.
And they'll have to stop Paul Gate. This is one of the league's top goal scorers, and take a look at what he can do with that ball around the back. Last time they played, he went right through the Boston Blazers. Scored 4 short-handed goals, and when he had time, he would go right around him, wrap it around the back. Easy there. Gate, tremendous last time they played this team, and the numbers for him are always incredibly impressive. You've got to stop Paul Gate if you're going to stop Rochester. Getting ready for the beginning of the game here at the Fleet Center. Tap with the face-off against Yul Baker. Tap out to Stevens. Stevens coming down, nobody in front of him, and he burns Dietrich. Great opening face-off. Boston on the board. 1-0, they lead in the opening seconds. Now, Rochester, just moments later, gets Jacobs right in front. You get Jacobs the ball that close. He's a tremendous finisher. Jacobs gets the first goal for Rochester, 1-1 in the first quarter. Tommy Carmine, number 45, the great leader for the Blazers. Wheeling and dealing, the right-handed shot. Got a little bit of a screen, looking down low, and it's Terrio. Can't finish against Dietrich. Mark Terrio down low. Here's a guy who just practices hard, cannot keep him out of the lineup. Paul Gate looking in close, and they can't finish that one against Marty O'Neill. But on the back door, they get it to Daniel Teat. Teat's first goal of the game, his 6th goal of the year, 2-1. Palace and Rochester, a 1-goal lead in the first quarter. The pressure is intense on O'Neill. Rochester is capable of scoring in big bunches, and there's Timmy Sudan's first goal of the game, his 11th of the year, making it a 3-1 game in the first quarter. Watch it again. Dips inside. Stevens gets a little too tight, and he wheels back to the near side pipe. 2-goal lead. Steve Dietrich getting a lot of pressure, though, from Boston. There's a shot from out front. Millen. It gets gobbled up by Dietrich. Now they start the clearing process. Jacobs looks for help. Timmy Sudan will set up as Rochester gets fresh legs on. Rochester setting up back to Sudan. It was a give and go. He just takes a hard shot. He's got rope one more time. The second goal for Sudan. He's got 2 of the 4 goals. It's 4-1, a 3-goal lead for Rochester. This one can get away from Boston if they don't get on top quick. 4-2 at the end of the first quarter.
Stay tuned for more Laxattack. Go Hawks!
When we left the Fleet Center, Donovan had scored to make it 4-2, and that's how we start the second quarter. A 2-goal lead for the visiting Nighthawks. They're in blue, green and white, the hometown Blazers. They missed their offensive opportunity there. Big save by Dietrich. And down the other side, Ryder from Syracuse looking to finish, and he can't beat O'Neill. Both goalies looking sharp as we start the second quarter. Death is waiting if the Blazers lose. The death as far as their playoff hopes are concerned. Blanchard out front. The left-hander can't find that one either. And here comes the Rochester Nighthawks. Burns looking inside. He finally gets it in tight. That'll be a goal. His 6th of the season. A 3-goal lead for Rochester. 5-2 the score. And Boston being very patient. They work from behind. And up top is Blanchard this time. He takes a little bit off it velocity-wise. Really finds the mark. And Charlie, it made it look easy. Had to do it.
Well, Tommy Carmine got the ball behind. Defense sagged in, got a little flat. I just came down the gut. Tommy saw me, hit me. Nobody picked me up until I got the shot off.
We're back to within 2, 5-3. We're still in the second quarter. There goes Boston controlling the loose ball. Tommy Carmine, what a great quarterback he is. Sets up front. Watch out. Carmine bounces that one home. He's got rope. 5-4. 2 goals in a row for Boston. But Rochester so explosive offensively. Here they come. Up top, they wheel through. Down low, it's Driscoll getting the goal. Driscoll parked down right next to O'Neill, makes it a 6-4 game. Take a look at that one more time. Here he is, and look, he gets away from the defense. Stevens just turned his back. He was all by himself, and he gets that one to bring his team back to a 6-4 game. Now, Boston looking to push the offense. First, they start with defense on Paul Gate. He has not scored yet. Dr. Death says, great D, great D. Paul Gate cannot win on that fast break. He's scoreless so far. Again, very explosive. Paul Gate can score a handful in short term. There's Randy Frazier right in front of the goal. Dietrich gets smoked. Frazier's first goal of the game, his 19th goal of the year. 6-5, now the score. Boston climbing back to within one here. There you go. A lot of pressure right in front. It's Tommy Carmine coming out of the box on the substitution, and Carmine gets his second goal. A lot of concern by Paulus, coach of Rochester. It's a 6-6 game, and this team is coming on. Boston feeling like they've got it going. Back on the attack. Bryant up top. He's got broke his 9th goal of the season. 4th straight for Boston, because Robinson had scored to make it 7-6. The score now 8-6. 2-goal lead for the Blazers. But the power play so dangerous for Rochester. Look at him get it up to Paul Gate, but O'Neal makes the save. Power play ineffective so far in this game, and it was devastating. This team explosive on offense. They look flat. They look a little tired. Rochester now down by 2. Timmy Sudan's got 2 goals already. Looks pretty good on the offense. Going against Ryan. Comes in left. He goes back to the right. And he dunks. Can't get it. Good save by O'Neal. Ryan still playing defense on Sudan. Sudan so strong and powerful. Comes around and sweeps that one in. Hat trick for Timmy Sudan. 8-7 now. That's his 13th goal of the year. A 1-goal game. Rochester back in. Timmy Sudan was an all-pro when he played for the Boston Blazers. One of the powerhouse scorers for the Rochester team. That save by Dietrich. Looking to get the offense going. Other end, always look for Paul Gate. That has been the secret so far. There's Gate. He can't get the ball. Boston has been so good playing defense on Paul Gate, and they know that's important.
Well, we're trying to make him work hard. You know, trying to make him work hard to get it, and once he gets it, trying to make him work hard to get his shots. It takes its toll after a while.
And 8-7 Boston leads, and it has worked in the first half. They went from 5-2 down to a 6-2 Boston run, making it 8-7. We're back to Baltimore, where they lead by 4. It's cold outside, but it's hot in the New York locker room.
I don't know what you have to do to reach inside to do some soul searching as to what motivates your ass. But I'll tell you right now, you reach in and you find it. That's how important this game is.
All right, halftime score of 10-6. Timmy Harms, 3 goals in the first half. Your offense is really looking like it has another dimension.
We're just playing real hard right now. The defense is getting us the ball, and we're just going hard to the cage, and we're just shooting it. And, I mean, the more you shoot, the more it's going to go in. That's what we're looking for today.
What was the talk at halftime?
Just stay upbeat. Just keep doing what we're doing.
All right, that's Baltimore Thunder looking good at the halftime lead.
And I think New York a little bit stunned, down by 4. They come out. Let's see if Vinny Pfeiffer can get a determined effort. And right away, Steve Sombrado, shorthanded goal, makes it 10-7. They're only 3 down. Now, power play for New York. They missed that shot. Collins has been tough. Elias now has the ball. Makes a bounce shot. Still can't find that 18 square feet. Vinny Sombrado up front. Millen. And over the side, beautiful goal by Millen, who gets it for the left-handed shooter. Tucker says they're getting a little too close. It's now a 10-8 game. Again, Mark Millen up top. Natural lefty, can shoot both ways. Great left-handed shooter. He tucks that one behind Collins. Will says, hey, what's going on? 10-9 the score. They've scored 3 straight for New York, and it's still the 3rd quarter. Collins has to tighten it up. New York still on the attack. He makes that save. He's been so high, he's climbed up to 2nd in the Mill rankings. Here on the other end, all the way down, is the man in Baltimore. It is Bobby Martino's 2nd goal of the game. It's an 11-9 game. They're back to a 2-goal lead. But New York keeps the pressure on. It's a power play again as they rotate against that 4-man defense. In close. O'Keefe buries it. That is his 2nd goal of the game. Tucker saying, let's stop that right here. 1-goal game, 11-10. Look at that score as the 3rd quarter winds down. Face-off, the closing moments of the third quarter. Quarter controlled by New York, and they win this face-off. They get fresh legs on. Roy Colsey from Syracuse. He triggers from up top down to Darren Lowe. Colsey working the backside. There he is all alone. Colsey wheeling inside. Baltimore trying to get it back. In close. That is Roy Colsey, number 3, finishing on the backside. Colsey makes it an 11-11 game. They've tied it, making up the 4-goal difference. Quint, this has been quite a quarter for New York.
I believe the Baltimore bench is flat. They were just outscored 5-1 in that third quarter. They're not playing tenacious defense, and they're not getting other ground balls. They've got to pick it up.
Well, they try now in the fourth quarter and get set. Baltimore trying to get the offense going. They put a lot of pressure on Sal Acasio in the first half. He has owned them here. Acasio making another great save, and he outlets so quickly. On the other end, New York comes down in his face, and they bury it. It's Kisslinger, the defensive specialist. Hey, he's going to put on a show. It's a champagne bottle. Pop the cork. Here he goes. Steve Kisslinger makes it a 12-11 game, the first lead for New York.
This is your quarter.
And it just might be. Look at that pass. 2 players miss it. And here comes the New York Saints. Ryan Wade just threw it over the top of 2 of his players. And they can't get things controlled. New York with a 1-goal lead, pushing on the attack. Mark Millen, such a dangerous shooter. Great control player, working from the left side, this natural lefty. Looking for help out front. Elias back door. He gets it in the near pipe. A 2-goal lead for New York. That's a 13-11 game. New York has scored 7 of the last 8 goals. What a job for Vinny Pfeiffer's New York Saints. They come from 10-6 at the half and end up leading 13-11 in the fourth quarter.
G'day, I'm Gordon Purdy from Australia. I want to say hello to all my friends down under who watch Laxattack every week.
And Gordon Purdy, you don't want anybody to miss it because every Saturday at 9:30 Eastern Time on ESPN2, all the great highlights of major indoor lacrosse.
Watch Laxattack! Go Thunder! On ESPN2!
An incredible run by the New York Saints gives them a 2-goal lead, 13-11. But now it's time for Rules and Tools of the Mill.
Rules and Tools, brought to you by Old Spice.
Today on Rules and Tools, we're going to talk about diving. You see 2 of the best divers and scorers, great finishers here. Bobby Martino, Timmy Horms, both of the Thunder. And if you've watched the games, you've seen these guys finish very effectively and just launch their bodies across the crease. But they do it differently. We're going to start with Bobby. Bobby, you don't mind bringing your guy down on the wing, on the perimeter of the crease, and then bringing the goalie to the middle. What's your technique?
Right, if I like to bring my guy down the side, okay, and try and come down the right-handed side, and then maybe throw the pass over to my teammate and have him swing it back to myself, where I'm coming across and getting the goalie to kind of move towards me, and as he moves towards me, I'm going to finish it diving to the weak side, to the far side, okay, as opposed to coming down and trying to finish it on the close side.
Okay, so you see Bobby Martino try to set up the goalie on the perimeter and then come across, go far side. That's what he preferred to do. He can do that very effectively. Now, Timmy Horms doesn't mind coming straight down the middle.
No, I start down in the right-hand corner, and I'll bring my man up, and then I'll be coming in from this angle. And instead of just shooting without the goalie moving, I try to get him coming across this way, and then I like to shoot back across to the close side, just where he just left.
All right, so Timmy Horms, Bobby Martino, 2 of the great divers and tremendous finishers in major indoor league lacrosse.
When we come back, we'll finish this game, and we'll have a look at Vinny Sombrado.
I'm basically out there to get guys like Mark Millen and Tyson Elias and Brian O'Keefe the ball. And, you know, it's been effective for us because I've been able to put a lot of assists on the board, and they've been putting a lot of goals on the board.
We're in Baltimore. New York has come from behind to take a 2-goal lead, much because of their team leader, Vinny Sombrado. Let's take a minute to meet him.
We are here this week with Vinny Sombrado of the New York Saints. Vinny was inducted into the Lacrosse Hall of Fame this week, and certainly interesting that you're currently a player. I mean, how do you do it, Vinny? You've been in this league 7 years. You graduated college back in 1980, and yet you're still not only playing, but a major contributor.
Well, I just, fortunately, I stay in fairly decent shape. I've avoided injuries. I've had some over my career, but I don't gain weight. I don't smoke. I don't drink. So, and I enjoy the game so much that it's just, you know, been a labor of love for me, so to speak. Even when I was injured, I was able to, you know, work my way back into shape and continue playing.
Where did that love of the game develop? When were you bit by the lacrosse bug?
I started playing back in Port Washington, I guess in about 7th grade, and I played 2 years of goalie like yourself, but I learned quickly that wasn't for me. I didn't like getting hit with the wall, so I switched to midfield by 9th grade, and that was it. I just really fell in love with the game. I like the up and down part of it.
There's one thing you could pass on to a young player who might be watching this show, who's got intentions of maybe one day, you know, getting into the Hall of Fame like yourself. What would you encourage them to do?
Well, first and foremost, they really have to love the game. I mean, that's the important part of it. I mean, if you're going out there to play and you're not enjoying yourself, you're never going to perform and you're never going to excel at anything you do. I think that's important. You have to have fun. And even when it's not going well, you got to find the bright spots in that.
Vinny Sombrato, 38-year-old, 7-year veteran of the Mill, this week inducted into the Lacrosse Hall of Fame.
And New York is counting on Vinny to maintain this lead. Whoa, we're circling around the Baltimore Arena. The J Crew over there getting set. They think their team is still in, and they are. We are into the 4th quarter, so not a whole lot of time left. New York continuing to put on the pressure. Working on the defense, Collins getting a little bit soft. He lets that one burn him low. Saramet gets a goal, making it 14-11. And I'll tell you what, the bench of Baltimore is really taking this one hard. Look at time winding down.
Critical time in the game, 9 minutes left. New York has scored 8 of the last 9 goals. Power play for Baltimore. They've got to get one here.
They set up now against a 2-man short New York team. They've got to get the finish here. Harms down low. He's got it. Timmy Harms. A little bit subdued as he nails that one, and the fans of Baltimore are still feeling good about their chances. 14-12 after the power play goal. New York challenging Collins. He's made such a difference to the defense of Baltimore. Trying to get the fast break, and look at Lacasio. He nails the Baltimore Thunder as they tried to fast break him. Back down the other end. New York's in pretty good shape. Baltimore feels like they are in great condition as well. Tucker's been pushing the conditioning regimen. And a bounce shot by Colsey makes it a 15-12 game, so New York answers. Coaching staff for Baltimore a little concerned now because New York leads by 3 again. Jeff Plodson, team leader, rocket from out front, but look at Lacasio. He's gotten so strong here in the second half. Pfeiffer now has got his team under control. And they seem to have a lot more minutes on the offensive end. Fourth quarter, winding down. New York, 3-goal lead. Looking for more. Up top, Gambia Collins. Follow-up shot, they've got it. Lowe came in and picked that one off in midair. Tremendous play by him. Great opportunistic goal that might have defeated Baltimore.
Baltimore's chances went down the tubes with that 16th goal. Darren, talk about it. It was a nice opportunistic goal.
Yeah, opportunistic, but I probably should have been getting back on defense. They were flaking for a fast break, and I got lucky and the ball popped right to me. If not, it probably would have been a bad play.
Baltimore now as time winds down. Look at Collins, the goalie coming way out. They're trying to get a 6-on-5. They need a lot of goals. Oh, that ball goes wide. Followed by Clods and not enough time. Crowd hoping for a miracle. Don't know if there's enough time on the clock. Collins again pushing it up. They're down by 4. Really not enough time on the clock. The last ditch shot pushed aside by Lacasio. And the closing seconds as the time winds down. There's the horn. A big win for New York. They really came from a 10-6 halftime score to win this one 16-12. Bud Light MVP is the hometown boy, Mark Millen, who came from Baltimore. A great day for him. 2 goals, 4 assists.
We went in the locker room, and Vinny Pfeiffer just ripped us apart. We respect this team a lot, but we thought we played the worst half of lacrosse we played all year, and we just really got on each other and stayed positive, actually, in the locker room and came back and played a great second half.
All right, they got to go at them again next week, back-to-back with Baltimore, then back-to-back with Boston. This team could very well be in the playoffs. Mark Millen, our Bud Light MVP.
Baltimore came out and played an excellent first half, which is pretty evident, but I don't think our effort was as good as it should have been. And we came in the locker room and sort of challenged ourselves that we had to put a whole lot better effort out there, and I think we did. We got on a run, and it was like running downhill. You know, it kept snowballing, and things went our way, and it was a great win for us.
To be down by 6 goals, or 4 goals rather, at the half, obviously I wasn't very pleased. So we made some adjustments, and we addressed the areas like ground balls and face-offs and our individual defense. And the sign of a good champion is they rise to the occasion, and that's what these guys did. If we've been putting a machine together, tonight we inserted the heart.
All right, take a look at this game. It was a first half that was good for Baltimore. 10-2 run in the second half for New York. Look at the shot total. Only 27 shots on Sal Licasio. Big win for New York in Baltimore. When we come back, we'll have Rochester in Boston. Well, remember, the Boston Blazers came back to have an 8-7 lead at halftime. That was from a 5-2 deficit to the Rochester Nighthawks. Boston has to win this game to have any hope of a playoff. And now we go into the second half. They've done a great job of keeping Paul Gate off the scoring charts. He's got the ball now, though. So tough to defense. Gate rips this one, and he gets the first rope of the day. 8-8, Gate's first goal, and now the game is tied. Steve Dietrich in the goal has been getting a lot of pressure from the Boston offense, and here they are again. Ryan takes a shot. Windshield wiper save by Dietrich. O'Neal has gotten pretty tight down at his end, too, and here he is making a nice save against Cam Bomberry. O'Neal had 23 saves on 30 shots in the first half, including that one here in the second half, and here comes Boston. Stevens. Far side to Carmine, and he can't beat Dietrich. Hands, Lovin, Laxattack. Here's Paul Gate. Now watch the defense. They are really locking up on Paul Gate. Takes 2-3 players. He tries to get it down to Jacobs. They cannot get the finishing shot. Timmy Sudan's had a great day. Terrio tries to mark him. And Gate can't handle. Look at the wrap check by Blanchard. And the shot clock winds down. They don't get the shot off. Great defense by Boston. Tap up front. Tap's got rope. Rodney Tapp, the face-off specialist and a defensive specialist. He gives his team another 1-goal lead. Now 9-8. Right away, Cam Bomberry, the stealth bomber, brings it down for Rochester. Loads it up to Timmy Sudan. He cranks. He's got the corner. This game tied at 9. Powis, concerned, his team. So hard to judge how they're playing. 9-9, midway through the third period. Back in Boston, it's a 9-9 game. Rochester had led by 3 in the first half. 5-2 was their biggest lead. And now it's all tied as Boston pushes to make the comeback. Terrio gives it to Ryan. Ryan finishes that goal to make it a 10-9 game. Great setup by Terrio. Watch it here. Watch Thorpe coming at him. Thorpe doubles, gets caught in the middle. Defender not with Ryan, and Ryan finishes it with the left hand. Thorpe gets caught sliding as Boston continues to put on the pressure. Dietrich easily corrals that one. Looks for the quick, fast break. Can't get it, so he goes far side. Here comes Mertz. Mertz got a little space. He takes a shot and rips rope. His second goal of the day. Ties the game again. Now it's a 10-10 game. This game's been tied at 8, at 9, and now at 10. Big fourth quarter face-off. Boston has to win this one. They only have 2 wins. They need this third one. Rochester has 4 wins. They're making life tough on themselves if they lose this game. They've got 2 games left after this. Rochester gets the important face-off. Testing O'Neal and the defense. Set up now for the power play. The power play is so dangerous. And O'Neal gives it to Donovan. All the way to a streaky player coming in. Watch out. Shot from up top. It's Randy Frazier. Frazier came off the bench as they made a substitution, picked up that 10 yards. I know you know what that's all about because of the rules and tools I've taught you. Watch it here. All the way up to Randy Frazier. Nobody in front of him. Takes the rocket shot and just finds the corner. Now a 1-goal lead for the hometown Blazers. Trying to get another goal, a little bit of comfort zone. Here comes Paul Gate. Gate comes in, O'Neal makes the big save. Again, picked up by Boston. He has not been scoring on the fast breaks today. Paul Gate not a factor so far. And look at the save by Dietrich. Time winding down. 1-goal lead for Boston. Watch the defense on Paul Gate. Tough Blazer defense. Double teams him into the boards. But Paul Gate requires more than 2 guys to bring him down. He goes through 2, takes on a 3rd. A 4th comes, can't stop him. Watch Gate come in, finally get the shot off, and it takes a great save and the pipe to keep the ball out of the net. Secret of this game has been keeping Paul Gate out of the scoring box. Here they are again, 5-on-4, power play. And that finally connects. It's Cam Bomberry on the far side. The power play does its job. That is a goal to make it 11-all, again tied. 8, 9, 10, and 11. That's where this game's been tied in the 4th quarter. Dietrich smothering the ball. Looks up for the fast break. Who do you think's gonna pull it down? You got it, the Gator. Paul Gate comes in, and O'Neal snuffs it. Again, a big save on the follow-up shot. 2 of the biggest saves of the game, and here comes Ryan. Ryan comes in, one-on-one, looking for a row. He can't get it. Dietrich puts up the elbow, makes the big save. Closing moments, 4th quarter, game tied at 11. And that'll do it. They'll have to go to overtime because at the end of 4, Boston has come back to tie the Rochester Nighthawks. Fans love it, and anybody can win this one because it's going to be sudden death. We'll return with sounds of the game.
Stop conceding the rebound. Let's crash the boards, get the rebound. They're not that good.
The Fleet Center's rocking because the Blazers are going to overtime. 11-11, they're tied with Rochester. It's going to be sudden death.
Hey, Leaf, let's hear some of the sounds of the game.
All right, Tony, you got it. Bud Light, sounds of the game.
I don't know what you have to do to reach inside to do some soul searching as to what motivates your ass. But I'll tell you right now, you reach in and you find it. That's how important this game is. Don't miss the point. We don't practice and waste our time getting together to have a team beat us. You beat the defending champions. You bring Philly into double OT. Who the are these guys? They're nobody. That's how I feel.
I'm saying the sickest picture you have ever seen.
Right now, Charlie. That's it, yes! Oh! Go! You can't stand there and wait. Help me out. Try. Enough. Hey, enough of walking around. Enough of walking around. Okay, we're lazy right now. We're very lazy. It's coffee. Understand? When you win the game, you got to pick it up right now. Do it yourself. We're looking around. We're looking around for each other to do it. Do it yourself.
Gordon, come here. Guys. Brian. I called the timeout because we want to talk to you. All right? Listen up. We are making bad decisions defensively, and we're doing ball watching and getting backdoor cuts. They cannot stay with you on offense. Let's not expire in the 30 seconds and not get a shot on. And stop conceding rebound. Let's crash the boards, get the rebound. They're not that good.
Well, we're back in Boston, and I'm telling you, the town is ready for this one. Sudden death overtime. They're tied at 11. And what do you do when you're this close? You give it to your big gun. It's Paul Gate. They put the ball in his stick. He's coming in for the winning shot, and O'Neal makes the save. Next goal wins, and Boston needs it to keep their playoff hopes alive. Barmead Brings it down for the Blazers. Randy Frazier, great right-handed shooter, gets marked tough by the Rochester Nighthawks. Blanchard. Blazers looking for an opening. In close to Blanchard. Lefty takes it, but a great save on the arm pad of Steve Dietrich. Now back to the offense for Rochester. Jacobs looking for the ball in close. Paul Gate again. Another chance to win it. Gate takes the shot, but he misses the goal. It's not been an impact. Only one goal so far for the great one, Paul Gates. O'Neal now gives the Blazers yet another chance to take this game. Sudden death overtime in Boston. Blazers control. Carmine takes the shot that goes to the back of the net. Still alive. Cap picks it up. Goes to Wilfine. Wilfine can't pick it up. Carmine does. Carmine wheels around, takes the shot. He found rope. He's got the win for the Boston Blazers. Tommy Carmine with a hat trick. What a day for him. Playoff hopes are alive in Boston. They've got to beat New York the final 2 games of the season. They may go. Dietrich and Rochester are stunned. So our Bud Light MVP, Tommy Carmine, is the MVP with 3 goals, 2 assists. A big game for him and the team.
We have 2 weeks off to rest. I think we feel good. It's all or nothing. I mean, we could, lose one and that'd be the end, or we could go 4 more in a row and win this thing. I think we have a team that really could go either way.
The destiny's in front of us. This is win 1. This is history now. And the next game we have to win. If we lose the next game, then we're probably out of the playoffs. So we have to attack each one like it's the last game, because quite frankly it is.
Paul Gate has been the story tonight. He usually can dominate a game. Tonight his shooting was a little bit off. And look at the defense on Paul Gate. He's so strong, so impossible to stop. Even 3 and 4 players can't stop him. But at the end, it was O'Neal and the defense that kept him down to only 1 goal in this contest.
Paul was saying he's having a little trouble with his stick, and he's shooting a little off, and he's adjusting his strings a little bit, so he's shooting high, shooting low, and I think that had something to do with it.
I don't know if it was so much a change in what they were doing. I think the referees dictated the game tonight. They let a lot of holding go, and when they let holding go, it's going to be a low-scoring game like it was tonight. I mean, we're the kind of team that likes to play run and gun lacrosse, and if the referees perform the way they did tonight, we're not going to be able to play well. Obviously, I haven't had too many 1-goal games in a row, put it that way, and hopefully I can go out and put up some big numbers next game.
Well, this game was a close one. Defense prevailed. Look at Dietrich, 61 saves and a losing effort. Paul Gate only 1 goal. We've talked about that. And the Blazers, believe it or not, have won 4 of the last 5 games against the Nighthawks.
Stay tuned for more Laxattack. That was not on TV.
Give me the mic flag.
Oh, come on, Lee. You said I could do the Brian Milliliters this week.
Go back home.
Lee, come on. Come on, Lee.
Okay, Mr. Kessis, I got you 2 minutes. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Let's go.
In the box, baby. In the box. All right, Quint's in the box. 2-minute penalty. He'll be there for a while. Now, I'll take you in to this week's Brian Millilers.
And of course, Brian is the official equipment supplier to the major indoor lacrosse league. Look at our points leaders. It is led by John Tavares from the Buffalo Bandits. Then Paul Gate, Gary Gate, identical twins. Tommy Carmine, you saw the great job he did against Rochester, is in 4th. Dwayne Jacobs is in 5th. Goal scorers are led by the same guy, Johnny Tavares from Buffalo. What a year. Almost 5 goals per game. Paul and Gary behind him, the Gate brothers. Randy Frazier sneaks up there for the Boston Blazers. Great right-handed shooter he is. And he's tied with Mark Millen of the New York Saints. The save department is led by first-team All-Pro Dallas Elliott. Then Collins, a great year making Baltimore a contender. Dietrich, Nicasio, Cowie, and O'Neal. Now let's take a look at this week's standings. Philadelphia in front at 5-2, New York 4-3, as well as Buffalo and Rochester at 4-4. The line means that these would be the playoff teams if it started today. Then Boston and Baltimore follow that up. Hey, stay tuned because we'll be back with a preview of next week's show.
Hi, I'm Paul Gates. Stay tuned for more Laxattack.
Major Indoor Lacrosse League, the Mill Laxattack Show, has been brought to you by Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light. Well, next week we are featuring a rematch. Baltimore against New York. You saw how tough that game was. Baltimore won the first half. New York won the second. They'll go at it again at the Nassau Coliseum. You can see that game at 8 o'clock. It'll be a Friday night game. And look at the records. 2 wins for Baltimore, 4 for New York. And Baltimore counts on Timmy Horms and company to dive in there and put a lot of pressure on Sal Licasio. This is how the game went last time they met. It was Baltimore getting a 10-6 advantage in the first half. Spencer getting his first goal. And then it was New York taking over in the second half. The goals kept coming. The defense was nowhere. And Baltimore knows there is no tomorrow for them.
We saw the good and the bad, and I think we know we can, win the game, but we know we have to play hard and play smart and together to do it.
We haven't won 4 games in a long time, and we're not looking ahead. We're looking now to Friday night against this tough Thunder team again. I mean, they've won 2 games in a row. They played us tough as nails tonight. They probably didn't play as well as they wanted in the second half, but they're going to come up to New York looking for a win. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for a tough game Friday night, and hopefully we can come out with a W.
So don't forget, if you are coming to the game or if you're on Long Island, stay with the stars of the major indoor lacrosse league stay, the Long Island Marriott. The matchup, Baltimore taking on the New York Saints. Baltimore has to win to have any hope for playoffs. New York on a roll.
New York shrugs off a horrible first half against a very fired-up Baltimore team. They go on to get the win, 5th win of the season. New York could be the surprise team of the year. That'll be it for Laxattack for this week.
We got a team here in Boston. Why don't you ever start the show in Boston? Start the show. Oh, hold on. Time out. Wait, Leaf. Cut it out. Why can't you start the show in Boston? Aren't we worthy? I'm getting this messed up.